This episode of the Pie Strong podcast is brought to you by the Macquarie Inn Hotel, the best spot in town to catch UFC live on the big screens with full sound, cold beers, and a proper fight night atmosphere. Don't watch it at home, watch it where the locals watch it. The Macquarie Inn Hotel.
We're also brought to you by Cosbuild. Do you want to update your living space? Anthony Costa from Cosbuild can help you with all your renovation needs, big or small. Contact Anthony on Facebook at Cosbuild or www.cosbuild.com.au. Strap in, enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the Pie Strong podcast, Footy Talks with Matt and Jack. Jack's been an arsehole. Brad, the technician, has been terrible. But we made it. Episode we don't even know anymore, but I can't wait to get into this episode. Before we do, men's mental health. Jack, how are you? How was your week?
Mate, good. It's only the start of the week, but last week was good. 3-day working week, had a conference.
Deja vu. Something's happening right now. I feel like
is there a glitch in the Matrix?
There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Fucking someone get Neo and let's get him out of here. All right,
mate. Long weekend this weekend, so I'm looking forward to the footy. But before we get into it, I want to go on a bit of a rant. Ashley Klein.
Love a rant.
First time ever that he's put on a Blues jersey and Queensland decide to whinge. I could list off 1,000 different moments where Ashley Klein has gone, I want Queensland to win. And
think about when the streaker came onto the field. What happened there?
They didn't allow it to play on, but a try was scored very much thereafter. But look, there's many. I've watched Greg English drop the ball over the line. I've watched
JT.
Yeah.
Cam Smith's always been in the third referee.
I think what hurts the Queenslanders the most is there's been many times where games have been affected by refs, bad calls, and we did. We got annihilated for the first 30 minutes. We scored with Hudson Young. We move into the second half. We were outscoring them anyway. It was 6-0 second half, and Kalen Ponga.
Yeah, well, look, this is the controversy, isn't it?
Yeah, look, mate, tell me about the controversy, because I see no fucking controversy. I see a guy shoulder charging someone in the head, making direct high contact. And look, maybe you could argue it's 10 in the bin for state of origin circumstances, but the rules have changed. Everyone was going, well, why didn't he miss out on games? Rules have changed, Buster. That's why they did it, so you don't get penalised in the normal fucking season for doing stupid shit.
That's right.
Ponga.
You can't have rules for state of origin that aren't the same for the normal game. I know they put the whistle away a little bit for state of origin, let the game sort of be more natural, and that's great. But when it comes to penalties like this, they're going to call it. They're going to call it every time. Just look at Joseph Suaalii. You can't sit there and tell me with a straight face that he went out there deliberately to try and take Reece Walsh's head off. I won't have it.
Reece Walsh was slipping.
Exactly. He was slipping into the tackle.
Yeah.
And he copped it. If he didn't slip, Suaalii, he's putting one in the middle of his chest, and it's an origin highlight for the ages.
Yep. And what happens? His legs leave the ground. He makes direct contact with the head. He never did it on purpose, but because he did, it was a send-off. Reece Walsh was knocked out.
But Kalen Ponga deliberately comes for 20 metres across the field, tucks the arm.
Tucks it like a chicken.
Tucks it like he's a fucking she-male. Trying to fucking shoulder tuck someone, right?
Taking the she-mail, I can get a hold of it.
He tucks it, and he fucking hits Tola, and he hits him hard. Now, there was head-to-head contact. Won't even deny that, all right? But the reverse angle, the one that Queenslanders aren't acknowledging, you can see clearly that his shoulder goes up into the head and jawline of Tola. That is head contact with the shoulder.
Yeah, and then the whiplash brings the head down. The whiplash brings the head down.
He was out cold. He got taken from the field. We lose a player. They lose a player. Yep. Just like 2024, we lost a player. They lost a player.
And because they've got the new rule in, if you lose a player to a foul, a deliberate foul, you get to activate your 18th man. We get to that. Well, in this case now, 19th man.
But I do. But look, that's the controversy around the game, right? But let's rewind a little bit. That first 30 minutes of football was extraordinary from Queensland. They didn't make an error, not one single error. But New South Wales made so many unforced errors, it was ridiculous. Brian Toto had 3 carries out of his own 10, and he dropped the ball 3 times in the play the ball.
Yep. Uncharacteristic.
Uncharacteristic for Toto. Made up for it in the second half, had a blinder, but Jesus, every time he touched the ball, I was fucking scared. And you know what? Queensland was so good. They capitalised on it. They read the game so well. They predicted when Teddy was going to be in the line and took advantage of that with little in-goal grubbers. You know, the hammer went through, scored a try like that. And
it's just a fucking Queensland podcast. Fuck them.
No, it's not. No, but we've got to give them their flowers.
20 points.
We've got to give them their flowers. We've got to give them their flowers.
Let's move on to the second half.
Sam Walker had a blinder.
Yeah, he did for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes.
No, he was still good the whole time. But, Queensland's first 30 minutes, spectacular, right?
Yeah.
Then Queensland make a mistake. We end up in their 10-metre line. Nathan Cleary sees Ponga in the line, so what's he do? Puts the ball through.
A no look too as well.
Oh, my God. It was fucking brilliant. Brilliant.
No look.
Through. Just boof on the boot, not even looking. Here comes Hudson Young. Wow. Flying through the line. Boom. Scores a try. Gives us some hope, right? Just before half time, fucking Cam Murray is going for the ball, gets called a no try because they reckon he was fucking holding Kurt Capewell back.
Ridiculous.
Bullshit.
Ridiculous.
Capewell's putting his arms out in front of him and blocking him like it's a competition for the ball, right?
Yeah.
That's a try. As far as I'm fucking concerned, that's a try.
Yeah, look, it's one of them calls that either go your way or don't go your way, and that didn't go our way. I could see why they didn't want it to go our way. We go in 20-12, and we don't even talk about the first 30 minutes, right?
No,
but we
exactly.
do. We go in. It's 20-6. We come out. We've got a game to play now, and we did. New South Wales were dominating the first 10 minutes of that second half.
Yep.
Ethan Strange got disallowed a try. Kalen Ponga incident happened. Right. We move on from that. Right. It all happens. This is what I want to get into. Nathan Cleary. What the best halfback ever to do it. Balls of steel, Iceman. We can talk about all the moments, Jack. We can talk about all the moments, but do you know what pisses me off? And I'm going to tell you this, and you're not going to even argue with me. No one that watches or listens to this podcast has got a right to argue with me. Nathan Cleary was deliberately, absolutely criticised all over the internet as soon as the fucking full-time whistle went with what? What was it criticised? What was the criticism?
Tell me.
He could only win because it was 12 men. It was 12 men. Yeah. The only reason why he dominated was 12 men. Well, let me fucking spin this on you. What if he doesn't win? If he doesn't win against 12 men, what does that make him look like?
Exactly. It makes him look like a shit player.
What's his job supposed to do as a top-tier halfback? What's he supposed to do against a 12-man team?
Fucking dominate.
Absolutely dominate.
And that's
exactly what he did. The 40-20, the precision of his kicking, the way he led the team. He was involved in everything. And I want to fast forward because Ethan Strange gets his try and debut. The guy's he's built for State of Origin.
I hate that term, but I fucking agree with it wholeheartedly.
He is built for his body size, the way he ran through the fucking defense. It was magic to watch such a young kid take a hold. It was like Moses in game
3, 2024. Yep. Agreed. He every time he got the ball, he looked dangerous, and you could see Queensland. They looked worried every time he had the ball because he was just on. He was ready to run, and that's what he did. It was like, you don't need to pass the ball, Ethan. You just need to fucking run, mate. That's your game.
Just run.
And he did it.
That support play where he got it to Crichton, he gets taken out, gets back up, follows the ball again. Beautiful 5-8 play. Just to be there as support. He jumps Sam Walker, gives him a little fucking see ya in the fucking side of the head, and runs and scores a try. And only 5 minutes before that, they took one off him, which was absolutely horse shit anyway.
Yeah.
He headbutts the ball. We fast forward, right? We've seen it many times. Queensland come back. They beat us on the fucking last minute, the last second, the last 2 minutes. And we're so used to it. We're so used to losing the game one in Sydney. It's fine. We've gone, do you know what we've done? We've done our best. We've done it. We've tried to do everything we can. Nathan Cleary says, hold my fucking beer. I've got one kick here. Teddy, run, cunt, because you're going to catch this and you're going to score. But don't just catch it and score. Throw a little juggle and a little see it in there.
See it.
and then get up and fucking make everyone know. And I love it. You know, James Tedesco gets that try in 2019 off Blake Ferguson's somewhat forward pass. We score right on full time to make it 2-1. We get the trophy even if we draw, right? But it was so sweet to finally see New South Wales win on full time. Fast forward to 2026 and Teddy says, let me do it again for you.
Mate.
His game back. His Phoenix moment.
It was so fucking good to see. And, like, let's just talk about that kick, right? Because it was a pinpoint perfect kick from 35 metres out.
In the rain, slippery ball.
He puts it a metre from that fucking try line.
You know what, Jack? I disagree. I'm going to say 76 centimetres.
76?
That's what I'm going to say. 76 centimetres.
Let's agree to disagree. Okay.
Yeah,
but it was a fucking beautiful kick, right? It goes up. And a hammer, good under a high ball. So you're thinking,
oh, Ben Teddy's there, brother.
Fuck, he's gonna fucking probably just catch this. We're gonna lose, you know. Fuck, whatever. It is what it is. On to the next game.
Yeah,
Teddy, just boom. Nah, thanks, brother. That's mine. Boom, 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 boom. Try time.
Loves it. And the Pie Strong podcast. We had an event at the Macquarie Inn. I just want to give a massive round of applause. You can't hear it because my camera and microphone knock out the clapping, but an absolute fantastic event. We were absolutely privileged to give away a VIP table. Congratulations to Dan and his group again. On our table, obviously, Jack, we couldn't have you down, but we had Serge, we had Rocket. Rocket's made an appearance on the potty before. And it was just a beautiful night. And I could not thank Macquarie Inn anymore for the hospitality. But that atmosphere, Brad looked at me and said, if he kicks this, I want you to start a chant for New South Wales. And I was ready. As soon as he kicked it, didn't they, Brad? I know you're there. As soon as he kicked it, it was incredible, mate. The whole pub was New South Wales. I was like, gave me goose pimples all night.
That's beautiful.
Loved it.
I want to highlight a couple of players that really stood out for me in that last 20 minutes, right?
Yep.
Blake Brayley.
Yep.
And Casey McLean.
Yeah. Oh.
Just let me talk here. Let me talk.
Yeah.
How does a boy, right? Because he's 19. How does a boy who's just started playing first grade come into a New South Wales side that's under pressure, and make that much of an impact off the bench with
in the rain
with so much fucking confidence, going up as high as I've ever seen anyone jump for every fucking ball in every fucking contest? How does someone have that much impact and not be picked for the next fucking game?
Panthers system, mate. Panthers system.
He has to be picked for the next game. And Blake Brayley, fuck. If he wasn't injured, he'd be my starting hooker. Out of dummy half, that he just changed the whole dynamic of the field and offered so much more threat out of dummy half that Queensland didn't really know how to handle it. And it reminded me of when Queensland used to run with Ben Hunt and Harry Grant. So Ben Hunt would start the game because he's that reliable hooker. You know, he'll get through the hard yards. And then you bring on Harry Grant, who's dynamic out of fucking dummy half, and reads the plays well and will get you fucking meters when you need it, that's Blake Brayley.
Yeah, had massive plays. I completely agree.
He needs more minutes. If he plays again.
Reece Robson did his job. He got through a massive meat of that game. But I've always said that Reece Robson, I didn't like Reece Robson and Dylan Edwards in our spine because they're both workers, and that's not a bad thing. They're incredible workers, but they're not star-filled ad-lib footy.
X factor.
And you look at what Teddy and Damien Cook used to have. You look at what, the try opportunities they used to create between the two was incredible. And we just went to this powerhouse workhorse type scenario and it wasn't working for us. But anyway, it's interesting to see what the selectors will do.
100%. I think they need to, like Payne Haas is coming back. They need to put Yo into the front row and they need to start Cameron Murray. Casey McLean needs to be in that side. And as far as hookers go, Brayley's injured, which we'll talk about later. Possibly Appy Coruscant.
Yeah. Appy's a big call. It's a big call. I don't know how I feel about that.
He's got a few. He's got a bit of grub in him, but it's not a bad thing.
New South Wales 1-0. We go into game 2 in Melbourne. It's going to be interesting. And I'm excited to see how we back that up.
We got a good record down in Melbourne.
We do. I'm just happy we got rid of the Sydney curse and hopefully we can carry on the confidence into Melbourne.
Yep.
But State of Origin wasn't the only thing, Jack. We had lots of games of footy too as well. But before we get into that, my bro, I've got to mention Dubbo Automotive because they are the kings of cars, the kings of utes. And at the moment, end of financial year too as well. So if you've got some cash, you're a business, you want to spend it, or you're a man that just wants a different ute, they've got Rangers in stock, obviously, with the end of financial year as well. They've got used cars on stock, ready to rock and roll. They do have easy on-site finance as well. So end of year finance is the best. The end of financial year is the best time to pick up the best deal. So make sure you go down and see Ali and the team at Dubbo Automotive, located on Wheelers Lane, the best of the best. Jack.
Yeah. They're going to take care of you.
Week of footy. Do you know what I want to talk about? Let me speak.
Let me guess. Brisbane Dragons.
Oh, when the Saints. Actually, before I start, knock, knock.
No.
Okay, well, no worries. That was a bit of a letdown. Dragons. We get a win. I'm blown away. Dommy and I are in the middle of the driveway. We're waving the flags around. Stellar. I just had an absolute stellar moment watching that game. It was scary at the end. I know you message, you're like, you've got this. I'm like, nah, they can score points. I know what happens. 3 years in a row at Suncorp, the scoreline has now been 3-0 to the Dragons. Each scoreline has been 30-26. That's got to be some freaky hoodoo shit there.
Fucking oath. It is the biggest upset of the year. Of the year. No one ever expected the Dragons to win. If you had a multi on with the Dragons to win 1-12, mate, good on you. Good on you if you did. I tell you what, because I never saw that coming in my life. I did see the Broncos making a comeback because that's the type of team they are. Just a lot of unforced errors and a lot of a lot of that ad-lib footy that they were trying to make work that just wasn't working for them. That's that style of footy that they like to play.
I just want to give, a shout out to the Broncos because they didn't have a lot of their players. They didn't have Payne Haas. They didn't have Reece Walsh. They didn't have
they had
Ben Hunt. They didn't have Adam Reynolds. Oh, did they have all of them?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, did they have all of their players? Was that a full team of the Broncos? Oh, you played into that, didn't you? You played into that.
You got me.
That was Broncos' elite team. Who was missing?
Oh, probably
Jordan Ricky.
Billy Waters, Jordan Ricky.
Oh, Billy Walters. He's having a coffee with his dad. Dragons they played free footy. We didn't have many errors.
Yep.
And it was so good to watch. Everyone was like, the Broncos were playing shit. Our forward pack is fucking freakish, man.
Mate,
if we somehow click with Scott Drinkwater, Luke Metcalf, and Jacob Little next year, watch the fuck out. I'm telling you right now, if that somehow works, and I'm not saying they will, Scott Drinkwater's 30. Luke Metcalf is very much not proven. Jacob Little has had a lot of injuries. But if these three fucking click with that forward pack, you cannot deny that's a top 8 team. That is a top 8 team.
Yeah, look, we've said this in the past, and they've just got to prove it now. Yeah. That's all. It's all on them. It's all on them. Look, fucking the Dragons, like their direct running through the middle really got them the ground they needed. Then when they got into the attacking zones, they just seemed to be able to finish, which was blowing my mind because they haven't been able to do that all year. It was good to see Daniel Atkinson running the ball a bit more. He's definitely a threat when he runs. It's good to see. But yeah, they were definitely composed. Yeah.
Paul Flanagan had 100 running meters. What the hell?
I know. But they were composed under pressure.
He didn't have a bad game either.
He didn't. He didn't. Yeah, they were composed under that late pressure that the Broncos were putting on them, which was good. Yeah. Yeah, look, that's about fucking all I really want to talk about with them, to be honest. Pat Carrigan got injured, which is no good, which is good for New South Wales because he's out of game 2.
Reece Walsh was limping to it as well, but he's not even in Queensland anymore, so who gives a shit? Hey,
Billy doesn't like you, Reece.
I want to point something out, right? I heard the commentators talk about it in the commentary, how Broncos are doing in the season. So well done, Dragons, for getting a win, but let's really highlight who the Broncos are, right? This is going to fucking absolutely blow your mind, Jack Wetton. So if we look at, let's go teams. So we'll start with scoring, and I want to quickly get through this, right? We'll start with scoring.
Yeah, make it quick, mate.
Broncos are 13th. Goals. I've just gone blank there. Broncos are 14th. If we go to possession, Broncos are last for possession in games, right?
Wow.
This is the Premiers. Set completion, Broncos are last. If we go
you could see that with this weekend just alone, mate. Like,
go to support play, Broncos are last. We go to line engage, Broncos are last. We go to meters up the field, Broncos are last. I can keep going. You're getting what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, and it just showed how easily our forward pack ran over them.
Yeah, look, they had 51% of the ball, right? And only 68% of completed sets. Again, they were just making too many errors trying to do that ad-lib footy and not completing their sets. Like, even Michael Maguire came down onto the fucking field.
Yeah.
Like, Anyway, look, let's move on. Good on the Dragons. They got a win. Happy for you.
Yes, sir.
You don't have the record for most losses in a season.
Nah, and we don't win the wooden spoon. This is my hot take. We go on a rampage now. We don't win a game we don't lose a game for the rest of the year. You watchers.
Sorry, you cut out there. What'd you say? Your team?
I said Dragons
for the rest of the year.
Dragons don't win the wooden spoon.
I agree. They'll lose for the rest of the year and win the wooden spoon.
Sharks and Sea Eagles. 28-22 to the Sharkies. Up Cronulla. Fosball lets them down again, but they did have a couple of players out. Manly looked like they were coming back there at the end, but Sharks just done too much in the first half to...
Yeah, 95% completion rate from the Sharkies, mate. No Nico Hines.
Yeah.
Like, they looked good. They looked good. Braden
Trindle looked good.
He led that team around. He did really well. And, yeah, they really did hold off a surging Manly in those final stages, which is good to see.
Yeah, look, I watched that game and it was a wee bit boring, if I could be honest. It was a good game of footy, but it was just a wee bit boring. They kind of turned off at the end. Good on the Sharks for winning. I love watching Manly play. They didn't have their full team.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be a scary team to play in the top 8. I want to move straight on to the same scoreline, 28-22, Knights and the Eels. Exactly the same game. Knights were all over them, pulled away, and Eels in the last 10 minutes decided to start playing footy.
Yep.
It's again, Knights had it comfortable. I loved watching Ponga back up. Dane Gagai has still got speed in them fucking legs.
He certainly does, doesn't he? He definitely chased down, I can't remember who it was, but he chased him down, didn't he?
Yeah.
I just want to highlight Dylan Lucas, mate.
Yes.
He was on the Origin bench. He was, the 20th player, 20, whatever he was. He made a pretty strong case for himself here to be picked in this side. He is a specialist second rower, all right? He doesn't have to be picked, but he can definitely start on the bench.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be the run-on side. He definitely can start on the bench, and he looked bloody brilliant doing it.
Yeah, scored a double, and they weren't easy tries, but Knights made it look easy just with their attack. But
did you see the break he made? He ran past Iongi and then had pace to burn Iongi. That's your fullback, Parrot.
Ran away from him.
Your second rower just ran away from your fullback.
Yeah.
Is that Clint Gutherson running out there? Fuck.
Like I said in the very first episode, and then I said it in the second episode, Broncos are in trouble, Melbourne Storm are in trouble, and I also said Parramatta Eels were in trouble too as well, because they can't win at the moment with Mitch Moses, and they definitely can't win without him. I just think that there's a lot more going on at that Eels. There was a bit of news coming out over the socials around Eels reaching out to a certain amount of podcasts and splitting ties with the podcast, and they feel like things are getting leaked. So there's a bit of upheave happening there at that club. So just watch the space.
Yeah, right.
But Knights get another win. Let's not just shadow over the Knights. They're stuck in that top 8, and they're playing fucking really good footy.
They certainly are. Footy. Love to see it. Anyway, Tigers versus the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Really good game.
How good is this to watch Lockie Galvin put his head down at the end? I know the Tigers were loving beating this.
100%.
Yeah.
Mate, so 22-16, Jerome Luai had a standout game. He really stepped up for the Tigers when they needed it. Having Api Coruscant back added a lot to the team. And Jareem Buller. Those two back into the team really made a difference into the way they played.
He didn't get to the Dragons, which is crazy.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Apparently too as well. That's allegedly.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. I said this last week. So I brought up that Stephen Crichton had a go at Lachlan Galvin about his defence last week during a game where he sort of cracked the shits at him. There was another moment in this game, I don't know if you saw it, where Lachlan Galvin made a mistake. I think he knocked the ball on, from the play of the ball. And he wanted Stephen Crichton to challenge. He was like, challenge it. Crichton just looked at him and was like, no.
And it should have challenged.
Challenged, but Crichton was just like, no. So when you think, that's not good, right? When your captain and your halfback of your team seem to be not on great terms, I mean, the club's not going to or the team's not going to play great, are they?
Yeah, I have to jump on Lockie's side here. I know what you're saying, and I know you weren't arguing whether it was a challenge or not. But if he challenges that was a massive momentum swing. But you're right.
I don't give a fuck if Galvin was right or not. Yeah. I'm just saying there's a divide there in that team.
Any other team in the NRL, if the halfback says challenge, the captain would listen. So, yeah, I agree with you. Tigers get the battle there at CommBank Stadium too as well. It was a good game to watch. 18-4. This was probably my most disappointing game. Roosters were somewhat at full capacity, I believe you should rest players. Ivan Cleary is so good at resting players. And I just think Robbo should have rested players here.
I think Sam should have gotten a rest.
I think Teddy should have got a rest too as well.
Yeah.
Toya, when you lose, Jack, when you lose State of Origin, I always said this to you. I loved it when Queensland won because Ben Hunt used to play so good. If Queensland lost, it was always hard to get Jaden Sewer, Ben Hunt, and all of that back in because their spirits are low. And you could see Sam Walker, you could see Toya, you could see Teddy, I think, was just exhausted by the end of it. But they didn't look like the Roosters, and Melbourne done it too easy.
Yeah, they were definitely flat, weren't they?
Super flat.
Super flat. And, Sam Walker had a difficult game, and it was just capped off by a late sin bin.
Yeah.
There was no need. Anyway, Melbourne's attack just seemed to click throughout the night, and I kind of had in the back of my mind, they've scored their points early, but, this is Melbourne. They usually fade away in the second half, but they seem to hold on. Their defence seemed to play really well, and our attack just didn't click. So, yeah. Melbourne's Melbourne's defensive line speed. It's always really quick.
Yeah, they're always off squad, though.
It's really quick, Matt. It's just too quick. They need to fucking start picking that shit up.
Yeah.
Because it pisses me off.
They never will. But I'll tell you too as well, Jack, when Dragons are versing the Roosters, I'll tell you how quick the Roosters line speed is as well. You always notice it when your team's getting pumped, and my team gets pumped every week, so I fucking notice it all the time. But it's true, mate. When you're getting pinged for one fucking pinky toe offside, you're watching the other team taking half a step or the ref taking a full step with him because he's gone too far back. You know what I mean? I've seen it, and I know exactly what you're talking about because I go through it every week. Yeah. It's not going to change. I'm worried for the Roosters, for the rest of the season.
We don't have an easy back end season. So,
you have a fucking good team. Daly Cherry Evans was as quiet as a mouse too, as well.
Yeah.
Recovered the mighty Red V.
Oh, yuck.
How good was singing that team song, by the way?
Oh my God, wasn't that? What's his Hamish Stewart's voice? Wasn't it just cracking and going super high?
Raiders. I tipped the Cowboys to win this.
So
I know it was at GIO. I tipped the Cowboys.
Well, they lost last week, Matt, at GIO. So, and the way the Cowboys were playing.
Raiders are freaky deaky, man. They look so good. I've been saying all year my favourite player.
Kyo Weeks.
Throw Xavier Savage in there too as well.
Yeah.
They just look fucking sexy when they're running. What did the commentator say? When his hair starts to flow, you don't want to get near him because you know he's running. Sebastian Chris, 12th minute. KO Weeks, 14th minute. Tom Starling, 16th minute. Ethan Strange, 37. Sebastian Chris, 44th. Xavier Savage, 60th. That tells me, and the reason why I do this sometimes where I read out all the minutes, they're not in bunches and clusters. That is just a proper game of footy and domination over the whole 80 minutes. Yeah. Ethan Sanders needs to revisit goal kicking training.
Yeah, it did let him down.
Yeah, 1 from 6. If he kicked all of them, we're looking at another 10 points, so 36-12. I can't say much for the Cowboys. They looked completely blown off the park early. When they got into a good position of attack, they shat the bed.
Playmakers were quiet, weren't they?
Well, Scott Drinkwater's had 7 weeks in a row where you would thought he would have been the New South Wales fullback. You looked at him tonight, on that game, and you wouldn't have even put him in a reserve grade team. So,
and that's why he didn't get picked for New South Wales.
Yeah, true.
And he's going to the Dragons.
Yes, sir. Really good things for the Raiders. Again, they were picked to be potential wooden spooners with the Dragons this year, and man, to see Ethan Strange come back in with Ethan Sanders like that, such a young team, KO Weeks, Xavier Savage, is there a player over the age of 25 in that team, except for Papali'i? Yeah,
True.
incredible performance by them. Cowboys, they need to go back to the drawing board. I think there's a bit of pressure on Todd Payton. I think it alleviated a fair bit because they got a few wins in a row. But watch this space as well. If they start notching up a couple of losses, I had in my predictor at the start of the year, Anthony Seibold, Shane Flanagan, and Todd Payton. 2 out of the 3 are gone. And if the Cowboys don't improve, where are they sitting in ninth? He's just on that brim of success or no success. And I think if they go on a bit of a run of no wins, watch that space as well.
Yeah, I don't see it happening this year. But
yeah. 26-12, Raiders get the W. The milk is going strong.
All right.
Cowboys need to address some things.
Last game of the round, Matt. This was the game of the round.
Oh,
I don't know if this would have been a different game if Cleary and Toto were in it. But fuck me. This was a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. Casey McLean again stood out for me. He was just unreal. But the Warriors forward pack were just all over the Panthers.
Yeah.
All over them.
Yeah. Another standout game for Jackson Ford, James Fisher-Harris.
Jackson Ford needs to be in the Origin team.
Brad's favourite player, Dallin Watib's a lesbian. He makes watches. He played well as well. Hey, I just want to say, again, the last couple of weeks, I'm not trying to be a Nostradamus here, but the last couple of weeks I've been saying there's only one team I feel that can really compete with Panthers at the moment. Now, you're right. Toto and Cleary weren't in there.
I don't even think Isaiah Yeo was he?
Yeah, and it would have made a massive difference, right? Warriors aren't no number filler, man. They are a scary team. And I'll tell you something. That no try that got overturned was very close to being a try. Like, they're talking about a pinky nail scraping the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I loved watching that game of football. I backed the Panthers and, I was definitely shitting bricks there for a little bit. Oh,
Mate, just looking at these stats, it's all pretty fucking even, hey?
Yeah.
92% completion for the Panthers, 89% for the Warriors, 50% possession each. It's all pretty well on par with each other, and it shows in the score too.
Yeah.
The Panthers did allow the Warriors back in the second half, and the Warriors definitely started to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
They just couldn't close out those.
Yeah, that Alamotti slip and Lofi Khan Pereira snuck in there and got it. But you got to be there competing for the ball if little things like that happen, right? I love watching Tuapiki. What a player he's turned out to be. Love watching him play.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, it's a great ending to a wonderful week of footy. Obviously, New South Wales in your mouth up 1-0. Dragons get the dub. Roosters lose. And then we finish with the Panthers and the Warriors to cap it off. Titans, Rabbitohs and Dolphins get the bye. Easy 2 for them. And we move on to round 14. Is there anything else you wanted to recap or cap off there? There was no real controversy or anything through the week, was there? It was
No, I don't think there was.
Right, let's go through this. Our tip in the Pie Strong punts. No, we're not doing Pie Strong punts, are we? That's the wrong podcast. But we're going to do Pie Strong tipping.
Jesus.
Right, Sea Eagles, game 1 versus the Rabbitohs. Who you backing?
Mate, this is a tough one. I'm going to go Manly just because it's at Four Pines Park.
I think, as well.
they're not going to go 2 losses in a row. Because if they go 3, Foz is going to get the flick.
No, I don't know.
So that's what they do with at Manly, isn't it? 3 games and you're out. No, I'm just kidding. I think Manly get this. The Rabbitohs coming off the bye, they don't look great. Well, they haven't looked great. So yeah, Manly.
Fuck, that was long-winded there, Wetton. Manly, both lock in Manly. Storm v
Probably
the
going to go
Knights.
Manly on that one, Matt.
Storm v the Knights.
I'm going to go the Knights.
Yep, I went the Knights as well. Dommy went the Knights as well as, so it's
Interesting.
a bit of a night fest there. Well, it is interesting that we're picking the Knights over the Melbourne Storm.
At
Dom
Amy
looked at
Park.
me and he goes, I think I'm choosing the Knights. And I said, I think I am too. Huh? Freaky. Raiders v the Roosters. I know Roosters had a loss, and I know it's at GIO Stadium. They've got 3 games in a row at GIO Stadium. I'm backing the Roosters.
How the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, I know. It's the new Brisbane.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Roosters, obviously.
Yep. Dolphins v Cowboys. You can't go past Dolphins in this one.
No, yeah, Dolphins.
Even though it's at Cowboys' home ground. Interesting for this, Broncos versus Titans. I am taking the Broncos because I don't think they played to their full potential. But danger game. Suncorp Stadium, they don't really get the home crowd advantage because it's obviously a Queensland derby. But just a danger game. Watch this. Remember, I spoke about this. I'm backing the Broncos, but watch that game because if Titans win, there's going to be an uproar in Brisbane because Reece Walsh is copping it, Madge copping it, Reynolds is copping it.
Oh, look, when aren't they copping it, mate?
Well, you know what?
They've been copping it all year. Madge has been copping it all year. We spoke about it at the start of the fucking rounds. Gordon Tallis was on his fucking high horse about Madge. Like, the guy won a premiership last year. For fuck's sake.
I looked at the followers in a lot of the NRL teams. I'm trying to line up one of the NRL teams. Got a bit of breaking news for you too, fellas. Hopefully we can, when we attend Magic Round next year, we might be able to hang along with the Dragons and do some vlogging as a Pie Strong podcast. So that'd be pretty cool too as well. Watch that space.
Gay.
I looked at a lot of their followers. A lot of the teams have between 220 to 280,000 followers, right?
Mm.
Brisbane Broncos, 900K.
Do you know why?
Of course, I know why, but that's why there's so much pressure. Their fan base is so massive.
Yeah.
And
they were the only Queensland team in the competition for how long? Like, of course they're going to have that length of following. A majority of people down here on the Gold Coast follow Brisbane because that's who they grew up following. Just because the Gold Coast Titans come along doesn't mean they're going to jump ship and follow the Titans. They're fucking born and bred Brisbane, mate.
Boys, one other thing about the Broncos, they're the only publicly listed team on the stock market.
Market, yeah, true.
Could that be something to do with followers?
Yeah. Scary too as well because if they collapse, geez, they're in a bit of trouble there. But anyway. Tigers v Panthers. You can't go past Panthers here. I think Tigers put up a good fight, but I think the Panthers are going to be too dominant.
Yeah, look, it's at CommBank Stadium, so it's not really a fucking home game for the Tigers.
Well, that's actually Panthers' home ground at the moment. Panthers Stadium's being rebuilt.
Exactly.
So, yeah, they've just thrown it at the Tigers for, Ocean Protect. Sharks versus Dragons. And I'm sitting with my head, I'm backing the Dragons. They have opened up a can of worms here. And I'll tell you right now, if they get this W, they walk in to the bye. I am backing the Dragons, not because my heart, because of my head. I know this team, and I think that would have sparked so much drive going, we want to sing that song again. Watch this space. Dragons win a close game against the Sharks. That is my hot take for next week. And not because I'm a Dragon supporter. That is my hot take.
Okay, sure. I'm going to back the Sharks.
Okay. Yeah. Saw that coming.
Yeah. Fucking one win. Jesus Christ.
This is my toughest pick of the whole round. Bulldogs v Eels.
Look, I agree it is a bit of a tough game. Still no Mitch Moses. It's at a core stadium. Last time they were at a core stadium, they got a win. So I'm going to back the Doggies.
Yeah, I'm back in the doggies too as well. 14th v 15th. What a game to finish with. And the Wars get the bye, a well-deserved bye. And that's round 14 tips from Matt and Jack, the Pie Strong podcast. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far, thank you so much. We love talking to you. We love talking about footy. We love rugby league. But if you like what we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, because obviously it supports what we're doing and we get to do it more week in, week out. Another episode comes out next week. But until then, take it easy. And what, Jack? Go the Blues and go the Dragons.
Go the Roosters.
Go the Saints. See you guys.
See you guys.